everyone! How are you feeling today? This is me again, Teacher Maymay, and I will be your online teacher for Shake It Up Advanced. For today's lesson, it's about the advantages and disadvantages. Sometimes we face the consequences or enjoy the prizes. So we are going to answer questions about advantages and disadvantages of being a person. First question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of being a man? Men have benefits such as being able to acquire a decent career, working harder, being able to go wherever they want, and have nothing to worry about their children. Men, on the other hand, have some drawbacks, such as having to work, having to deal with their family's financial difficulties, and being perceived as harsh and powerful. Number 2. What are the advantages and disadvantages of being a woman? These days, women are becoming powerful and starting to make it even in what used to be territories of men. Advantages and disadvantages of being women include, number 1, more accessories and clothing choices. One perk of being a woman is that she has many options when it comes to clothing, design, and color. Number 2, emotional. Some women, if not all, tend to be emotional when it comes to situation, and this sometimes takes the best of them. Number 3 question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of being a single? Being a single refers to the absence of a romantic connection or lack of a companion. The advantages of being single, number 1, high level of freedom. Being single allows you to experience high level of freedom. Number 2, save money. Too much money spent is like a signature of any particular relationship, and as a result, they are expensive. One of the disadvantages of being single is loneliness, because you don't have a spouse to keep you company. Number 2, no cost sharing. Another disadvantages of living alone is that you are unable to share your everyday expenses with others. Number 4 question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of being married? Marriage has been a part of human culture for thousands of years. In modern times, marriage has become less popular, particularly in developed countries. Advantages and disadvantages of being married include, number 1, increased level of security. One important advantage of marriage is that it provides partner with an increased level of security. Number 2, family conflict. Couples have to deal with other partners' family, which can be source of problems and conflict. Number 5 question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of being the eldest son or daughter? Being the eldest child, you are treated slightly differently than other siblings. The advantage of being the eldest, number 1, you feel protective of your younger siblings. And despite all of the hassle you give them, only you're allowed to do it to them. The disadvantage of being the eldest, number 2, is your parents are stricter on you. Single biggest complaint of any eldest child, because they are the first to do anything. And because of this, your parents are most cautious in allowing you to do things. Number 6 question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of being the only child? Most couples who get married or decide to live together generally plan to have children. Advantages of having one child. Number 1, an only child gets much attached to his or her parents and has a great relationship with them. Number 2, an only child gets the best in everything, material thing and otherwise. Disadvantages of having one child. Number 1, an only child may grow up lonely. Number 2, an only child has no one to grow up with. The number 7th question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of being the boss in the company? Being the boss is awesome. You get to present your ideas. People want your approval. You get to decide which project go forward and which are killed. There are the advantages of being the boss. Number 1, you can set your own schedules. Imagine how it would feel for you to be able to come and go as you please. Number 8 question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of same-sex marriage? The issue of same-sex marriage or gay marriage has been a controversial topic for so many years now. Advantage and disadvantages of same-sex marriage include, number 1, legal rights protection. One of the most useful advantages of legalizing marriage is the protection it gives the couple when it comes to healthcare, finances, and taxes. On the other hand, it affects the child development. Even if gay parents are allowed to adopt or have children, having two parents of same sex might not be healthy or what's best for the children involved. Number 9 question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of long-distance relationship? For a long-distance relationship to be successful, both parents must learn to communicate effectively. Advantages and disadvantages of long-distance relationship include privacy and time. If your partner is not around, you can do anything you want to do at your convenience. On the other hand, when lovers are separate from each other for a long period of time, trust issues might set in. Last question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of using robots that replace human at work? Advantages and disadvantages of using robots include cost effectiveness. There will be no lunch break, holidays, sick leave, or shift time allocated for robotic automation. It can be set to work on the repetitive cycle as long as it is maintained correctly. On the other hand, one of the biggest concerns surrounding the introduction of robotic automation is the impact of job for workers. If a robot can be performed faster, more consistent, then the fear is that humans may not be needed at all. So that's it. I hope that you listen and know how important our decisions are. If you want to share the results of the things you have decided, whether it is a pro or con, you can comment down it below. Thank you for having the class with me, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye!